Good day. My name is Franz Kenneth C. Espino, and my thesis advisor is Dr. Christopher Ray S. Pamituan, and I will be presenting my study entitled Piezocatalytic Property of PVDF Graphene Self-Assembling Piezoelectric Membrane for Environmental Remediation. Wastewater from industries significantly contributes to global environmental pollution, which is magnified by the rapid population growth and industrialization, which in turn there's an increase in the discharge of organic pollutants. Rising in popularity are the treatment methods photocatalysis and piezocatalysis, which face drawbacks including limited efficiency, high cost, and secondary pollution risk. Although piezocatalytic systems have shown potential, critical gaps still remain, such as for the case of efficiency challenges. There are limited studies on electron hole recombination and low charge carrier mobility improvements. Also, there is a need for advanced materials for better piezocatalytic performance. Now for the objectives. The main objective of the study is to fabricate and enhance the piezoelectric property of PVDF using graphene powder. Now for the specific objectives of the study. First, to characterize the membrane. Second, to test the performance of the fabricated membranes in piezocatalytic degradation of organic pollutants, such as methylene blue, crystal violet, methyl orange, and rhodamine B. Also, to test for the stability performance. And lastly, to propose a degradation mechanism. For the significance of the study, there will be an advancement in the field of membrane technology and wastewater treatment, also integrating piezocatalysis with membrane technology. And lastly, determine how graphene powder improves the piezoelectric property of the membrane. For the scope and limitations, the results were obtained from a laboratory scale experiment for pollutant degradation under controlled conditions, such as temperature, membrane size, dye solution, and others. Also, the dyes used for the treatment are all 10 ppm for methyl orange, methylene blue, crystal violet, and rhodamine B, with a volume of 30 ml. And lastly, only the best membrane was further analyzed for scavenger tests and stability tests. Review of literature. Under advanced oxidation process, we have ultrasonication, electrochemical oxidation process, and ionizing radiation. One process that utilizes ultrasonication is the piezocatalysis. It converts mechanical energy, such as vibrations, into electrical energy to produce reactive oxygen species, such as hydroxyl and superoxide radicals, which degrade pollutants. So for the table, we have different fabricated materials utilizing AOP. For the foam, BTO-PDMS, the efficiency reached 94%, while an 8% PAN-TiO2 nanofiber reached a degradation efficiency of 25%. Then materials utilizing photofenton systems such as the LaFeO3, GC3N4 heterojunction catalyst reached a degradation efficiency of 97.4%, while the PDS Fe3O4 system reached a degradation efficiency of 98.5%. So we can see that the photofenton system is super effective compared to the isocatalysis, but require acidic conditions and post-treatment to remove Fe ions. Membrane preparation is divided into two parts. First, dope solution preparation and then membrane fabrication. PVDF powder was dissolved in NMP and stirred at 80 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. Graphene powder was added in varying ratios, and the mixture was homogenized at 5,600 rpm for 1 hour at 5 degrees Celsius using an ice bath. The solution was also degassed in an ultrasonic bath for 1 hour at 5 degrees Celsius to remove bubbles. And then, membrane fabrication. The mixture was cast onto a glass plate using a 400 micrometer casting knife. Then, immersed in DI water for 1 hour for phase separation. The membranes were dried at 50 degrees Celsius for 1 hour to remove residual solvent, producing the PVDF graphene membranes. A pristine PVDF membrane was also prepared without the graphene, with the same method. After that, there will be a total of 5 membranes prepared at the end of the fabrication process, with differing PVDF to graphene ratio. Also, all membranes have a thickness of 400 micrometers. The results and discussion will be divided into two parts. First is the characterization, and second for the performance test. In the characterization, we have SEM, WCA, zeta potential, XRD, FEIR, and XPS. For the performance test, we have piezoelectric performance, degradation, and stability tests. SEM. From figures A to E, It is observed that the addition of graphene transformed the porous surface of PVDF into a fish scale-like structure composed of stuck graphene. Also, for figures F to J, originally featuring asymmetric large pore structures, it is transformed into continuous giant pore structures with the addition of graphene. The thickness increased with the amount of graphene added, increasing from the original 88.5 micrometers of PVDF to 177 micrometers in PVDF1 graphene 1. The formation of pores can impact the piezoelectric response of the membrane as it influences the deformation and strain of the membrane during its operational processes. Characterization. Figure 8. The water contact angle of the PVDF membrane is 114.2 degrees, and the addition of graphene only slightly affects its hydrophilicity, maintaining the angle between 113.1 degrees and 116 degrees. This indicates that the membrane's hydrophobicity remains stable, ensuring consistent interactions with water. Figure B. For the zeta potential, the PVDF membrane surface potential shifts from 17.67 MV at pH 3 to negative 33.51 MV at pH 10. The addition of graphene reduces the pH sensitivity, with PVDF1 graphene 1 showing surface potentials between 4.07 MV at pH 3 and negative 0.96 MV at pH 10. Next, figure C. XRD analysis reveals that the PVDF membrane initially shows alpha phase peaks at 18.4 degrees and 20.1 degrees, corresponding to 020 and 110 planes. Upon adding graphene, the crystalline structure transitions. The peaks shift to 20.3 degrees to 20.4 degrees for gamma phase, while they shift to 20.5 to 20.6 degrees for beta phase. Also, from figure D, a new diffraction peak at 26.6 degrees appears and increases with graphene content, indicating that graphene interactions induce the piezoelectric beta phase, which is crucial for catalytic performance. In FTIR analysis, the addition of graphene reduces infrared absorbance due to its strong carbon absorption, and the alpha phase peak at 763 disappears. Meanwhile, the beta plus gamma electroactive phase at 840 increases significantly from 34.58% to 95.85%, while the alpha phase decreases to 4.14%. This structural transition confirms the alignment of PVDF chains by graphene, enhancing the piezoelectricity of the membrane. XPS. XPS analysis was employed to investigate the chemical composition of PVDF1 graphene X membranes, with characteristic peaks corresponding to C1s, F1s, and O1s identified in the figure. The convolution of the C1s peak, as shown, reveals key features of the material. Peaks at 290.5 eV and 286 eV were assigned to the CF2 and CH2 groups in PVDF, respectively, while additional peaks at 287.4 eV and 284.8 eV were attributed to CH bonds and carbon atoms banded with electron withdrawing groups, such as CO, amides, and esters. So these features likely originated from fillers used during the commercial synthesis of the PVDF. Next, as the graphene content increased, notable changes were observed in the chemical structure. Specifically, the intensity of overlapping CC and CH bonds strengthened, reflecting graphene's influence on the membrane's chemical composition. Additionally, the integrated area ratio of CH2 to CF2 increased, indicating enhanced interfacial interactions between PVDF molecular chains and graphene. This interaction is critical as it contributes to the structural transformation from the alpha phase to the electroactive beta phase, which is critical for the membrane's piezoelectric properties. Now, for the first performance test, we have the piezoelectric performance. The piezoelectric effect is not only directly related to the voltage output of the membrane, but also serves as a critical factor of pollutant irradiation. So we can see that the pristine PVDF exhibited voltage outputs ranging from 0.04 volts to 0.06 volts from a load of 0.1 kilogram up to a 2 kilogram load, while the PVDF1 graphene 1 membrane with the highest graphene content showed an increased voltage output ranging from 2.81 volts for 0.1 kilogram load to 4.26 volts for a 2 kilogram load. Next, we have the dye degradation performance. For this, we will discuss the dye methyl orange for negatively charged and methylene blue for positively charged. So we can see for methyl orange that the PVDF1 graphene 1 ratio reached an efficiency of 73.8%, while the methylene blue reached an efficiency of 80.2%. Figures A to C depict the degradation efficiency of the toxic RHB dye through the piezo-catalysis process using the PVDF1 graphene X membranes. The results demonstrate a substantial increase in the dye degradation rate from 58.9% to 75.2% upon adding graphene powder to the PVDF membrane, and reaching 96.1% at the highest graphene content. The PVDF1 graphene 1 membrane was chosen as the optimal condition to investigate the mechanism of piezo-catalysis based on previous experiment results. The contribution of each free radical to the degradation process is shown in Figure 6D. During the catalytic process, the introduction of the BQ, TEOA, and IPA corresponds to superoxide, holes, and hydroxyl radicals respectively. The results indicate that the RHB degradation efficiency reached 96.02% without adding any free radical scavenger. The capture of oxide radical and electron holes resulted in a slight decrease in degradation performance to 95.88% and 95.61% respectively. However, after the capture of the hydroxyl radical, the efficiency significantly decreased to 65.21%, indicating that the hydroxyl radical plays a key role in the piezocatalytic process and is consistent with previous reports. To clarify the mechanism of free radical generation, the introduction of NBT and PA also confirmed the production of hydroxyl radical and oxide radical through the piezocatalytic process. For the stability test, the best performing membrane, PVDF1 graphene 1 ratio, was used. The membrane demonstrated excellent performance stability for 8 testing cycles, maintaining a degradation rate of RHB dye above 85%. Based on the previous experiment results, the potential mechanism for the piezocatalytic degradation of the toxic dye was provided in the figure. When the membrane undergoes deformation and strain due to the ultrasonic vibration or when the mechanical energy is applied, the space screening charges and the free charges are attracted to the two differently polarized surfaces of the membrane, forming a piezoelectric field to balance the change in the material's dipole moment. Along with the change of membrane's strain, a portion of free charges will be released into the environment, reacting with H2O and O2 molecules to generate the hydroxyl and the superoxide radical. It's also worth to mention that the hydrogen peroxide was also observed by semi-quantitative tests. The generation of H2O2 may enhance the piezocatalytic performance. Hence, after the generation of free radicals by piezoelectric field, the free radicals not only produce hydrogen peroxide, but also further subsequently degrade pollutants. The dynamic piezoelectric fields can keep this reaction process continuous, achieving simultaneous pollutant degradation. Although alpha PVDF crystalline phase still possesses some electroactive phase, the limited screen charges hinder the effective generation of ROS species and react with pollutants, resulting in lower degradation performance. Conversely, the addition of graphene powder induces molecular change of PVDF to form the piezoelectric beta phase, establishing the strong piezoelectric field in the process, consequently achieving high efficient dye degradation. So we can see from equation 1 to 6, the corresponding chemical reaction process. Now for the conclusion. This study successfully prepared PVDF1 graphene X self-assembling piezocatalytic membrane to achieve stable water remediation. The mechanism of graphene inducing the transition from the nonpolar alpha phase to the piezoelectric beta phase in PVDF molecular chains was investigated. Next, the results indicate that under an applied force of 2 kilograms, the highest peak-to-peak voltage of the membrane can reach 4.26 volts. Additionally, the degradation rates for positively charged, negatively charged, and toxic dyes were observed at 85.6%, 73.8%, and 96.1% respectively. Also, the membrane demonstrated excellent performance stability for 8 testing cycles, maintaining a degradation rate of RHB dye above 85%. Finally, the potential degradation mechanism was proposed for toxic dye and established the piezoelectric catalysis process. Recommendations for further study. Test for other pollutants, perform stability tests for other dyes, and investigate other dye solutions for a scavenger test, and also to propose a mechanism for degradation for other dyes other than the RHB.